Didn't confront Dad immediately. I didn't run away or call the police. I did something more frightening. I became the perfect daughter. For the next 2 years, I performed flawlessly. I excelled in school, joined the clubs Cassandra suggested, attended every mind-numbing corporate function. I wore the right clothes, said the right things, and never, ever let them see what I knew. At night, I meticulously documented their ongoing schemes. Each time Dad mentioned a difficult client or complex investment strategy at dinner, I researched the companies involved, tracking the money through their labyrinth of fake entities. I created my own spreadsheets, building on Mom's work. My bedroom became my command center. I installed a hidden safe behind my bookshelf where I kept copies of everything. I recorded conversations at family dinners, business discussions they had when they thought I wasn't listening. I photographed documents Dad brought home and left carelessly on his desk, trusting that his 16-year-old daughter would never understand their significance. 6 months after finding Mom's letter, I felt ready to contact her trustees. The envelope contained 3 business cards: a forensic accountant, a lawyer specializing in financial crimes, and a retired judge who had been Mom's father's closest friend. I met them at the judge's home on a Saturday when I was supposedly at debate team practice. I told them everything over the phone, but seeing their faces as they reviewed the actual evidence was different. The accountant closed his eyes briefly when he saw the extent of the fraud. The lawyer swore under her breath. The judge looked at me with a mix of sadness and cold anger. "Your mother was one of the finest people I've ever known," he said. "What do you want to do, Emily?" I had spent months considering my options. I could have exposed everything immediately, sending Dad and Cassandra to prison. I could have run away, waiting until I turned 18 to claim my inheritance. I could have confronted them, forcing a painful reckoning. Instead, I chose the path Mom had started: methodical, precise justice. "I want to learn everything," I told them, "about the business, about finance and law, and how to run a company. I want to be ready when I take it all back." The judge nodded, unsurprised. "Your mother said you'd say that. She left instructions for us if you chose this path." For the next 18 months, I lived a double life. At home and school, I was the perfect, accomplished daughter that Cassandra could brag about at parties. But 3 evenings a week, I slipped away to study groups and volunteer work that were actually intensive training sessions with my secret team. The forensic accountant taught me how to read financial statements, detect fraud, and understand the complex web of transactions that kept the family business running. The lawyer educated me on corporate law, contracts, and the specific legal frameworks that would eventually allow me to seize control. The judge introduced me to his contacts in banking, investment, and regulatory bodies, people who had respected Mom and were disgusted by what had happened to her company. Meanwhile, I worked with Mom's lawyers, preparing everything: the trust, the evidence, the plan. I graduated high school at 16, a year early. Dad and Cassandra were thrilled, their prodigy heading to Yale early with a full scholarship. What they didn't know was that I'd also been taking business and finance courses online, learning everything about Dad's company, about the accounts they thought were hidden. "We're so proud of you," Dad said at my small graduation party. "Just family."